Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, September 18th. Just cruising through September, everybody. And the market is pretty green after the rate cuts yesterday. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And I doubt this thing was working. I don't know what the heck's going on, but here's the heat map right there. That thing wasn't really working, right? And anyway, that is what the heat map looks like. Nice and green. So it is looking pretty good after that. Up the SPY's way up there, guys, up in the top and wants to run up a little higher. So let's go ahead and we'll look at our Jolie's jumpers first. And I know I just posted them out a little bit ago. So let me go ahead and get to them real fast right here. Here they are. And our Jolie's jumpers is APVO is the first one right here. And let's see what that's up to this morning. APVO. Here we go. APVO. And that's Aptivio. And that thing did jump up pretty big. And we'll look at them over here. It's a little easier, I think, on the TrendSpider each morning. Look at that big spike up the other day and then running back up for APVO right there. And AQB and that Aqua Bounty. I know we were looking at this thing and it did spike up. It ran up yesterday. I know we were looking at that. I saw it running up. ATCH has been running up pretty big as well. I know we mentioned it off the scanner the one day, and that thing's been running. And of course, our Bitfarm's been cruising up there some more right there this morning, running up in Conduit. No, it's CDT Equity. It used to be Conduit Pharmaceuticals, and now they're going to be in the crypto game as well. And they changed the CDT Equity right there. And let's see what Datavolt's up to, DVLT. And that's not looking bad. That's been running up there and getting set up, guys. That's one to keep an eye on. NFE we looked at the other day, was running up yesterday, pulled back today, though. And let's look at SONN right here. That one looks good. That's been running up there perfectly and should run up a little bit more to look like what the chart looks like. And TURB right there. Remember, we were talking about it last night. It's trying to run up in this UOKA. Is a UK company right here, and this thing has a lot of spike ups. We were talking about the other night. I said keep your eye on this one because it does jump around a lot, as you can see. Look at it. Yesterday alone, it was 307 to 457. Its low is 289, and right now it's at 347. So we've traded this one before. It does spike a lot, and you can find that bottom and top each day. And now that bad boy. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers right there, UOKA. And thank you very much, Asian Jolie. Let's just cruise right into our SPY, Big Caps, Mag 7, all them guys, and see what is going on here. So here we go. Let's see what's happening. Hold on one second. Where did I go? Oh, there we go. And let's see what our SPY and Mag 7, all them guys are doing. Here we go. Our SPY right. Oh, SPY is up 519. Apple right here isn't doing too bad either. Let's see. It's up a little bit this morning, getting over that it was a resistance, and now it is a support line, it looks like. Let me see this bad boy. Apple looking a little better this morning. And it's hitting that right there. Like I said, I don't know if it's getting through that MACD. I'll have to look at Apple as it opens up. I didn't think so last night. And let's see Amazon right here. Let's see what that's doing. That was pulling back yesterday. It is going to get set up right there, Amazon. So we will keep an eye on that. Just watch for any pullbacks down to this 20 area, and then it will be pretty good. That will be your Amazon. Let me take a better look at it. AMZN. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's getting set up. It just has time. You can see it got down underneath that MACD right there. So it has to get set back up. And there is your Amazon. And Google right here, 325. That's still cruising up in the top, guys. Not looking bad. I'm actually kind of surprised. Not surprised, but it is running up there. Meta's not bad. I thought that would try to bounce back up a little bit. Microsoft should be looking pretty good this morning, and it sure is. NVIDIA right here was pulling back. Maybe it bottomed out there with that China news yesterday, and now it's going to be bouncing back up. It didn't look bad anyway. It just had that pullback. And Tesla right here. Let's see what Tesla's up to. And that is cruising along at 432. Look at that thing just running up there, guys. Wow, that's pretty impressive, I must say. Good old Tesla just cruising, guys. And I know there's some like big old options for next expire next Friday. So it may get up there. I would say it keeps running up in the top like that. It is pretty wild right there. Good old Tesla. So there you go. With your Mag 7 and AMC. Let's see what you're up to this morning. It's moving back up. I'm telling you, this bad boy's getting set up, and GameStop's been looking good, and that wants to run up into the top some more. And let's look at our Chewy right here. That's not looking bad to get set up right there. And there you go with Chewy. So CHWY, not bad. And how about our Unity just hitting that resistance? It just can't break it. It will. It's just not doing it just yet. And of course, Netflix right here jumped up big yesterday. Just a little bit of pullback, nothing crazy right there. And Netflix is getting set up now. It has this support line underneath of it. You can see it's looking pretty good. And I guess all that craziness is that Warner Brothers and all them guys were going through Disney and stuff. I guess that's over. I'm not even sure. I wasn't following it or looking at it. But anyway, AVGO dipped pretty hard yesterday, like over $6, and now it's bouncing back up immediately. It doesn't want to go through that MACD. And MU's jumping up right there. So the market is looking really good. TSM, a little bit of pullback there. I would think it wants to stay in the top. It looks like it's making a level and trying to get up there. So I would keep an eye on it to try to run up, obviously watch for any dips. And SMCI just getting set up, but that's looking really good right there, I must say. And let's see, our AMD is getting set up. It's way down this morning. I was actually kind of surprised, but it didn't even get all the way to the MACD. I thought it was at least going to try to push through it, and it certainly didn't. It rejected right there. So that's why you watch these things until they get into that bullish look, and then you can get into them. So AMD, we're just going to have to keep an eye on it and see when it's ready right there. QCOM been running up and looking pretty good to continue its way up. And how about your Snow running up and not looking bad? So that's not bad. PayPal right here, over 70. There you go. That's what I was saying yesterday on that live show. And it had some crazy good news with Google, I believe it was, something like that yesterday. I think them Google and PayPal partnered up for some crypto stuff. I don't even know. I read it yesterday. I totally forget what I read. But anyway, PayPal's rolling. That's all that matters to us. And INTC right here. Look at Intel. Holy cow, guys. Where did that go this morning? What the heck? I didn't even see that thing. Intel's Granite Rapids processor seeing a meaningful ramp or something. That was what, yesterday? Holy cow. I'd say Intel looks pretty good right now, guys. What about that? And how about Dell? It does look pretty good, and that's cruising up. So the market looks good. IBM, same situation, and we knew that was running up, and it's going to continue to run up right there. And how about your Palantir? Because that's actually trying to bounce back up after that nice dip. Sophie, that's running back up too. So you had that nice dip and rip look and that little sell off. It was nothing. And now the markets are cruising. Mara's getting ready to rock and roll. Riot's been running up there looking nice. And Clean Spark's been running up and looking nice right there. So there you go with them bad boys. And let's look at MSTR right here. That strategy. And that's even cruising up. And crypto's looking good. Everything's looking good right now, guys. And like we said, the markets are going to get rocking and rolling. What did I say after about like the second week of September? Isn't that what we were saying? I didn't even know the rate cut was at that point when I was saying it. And here we are. So that was just what the charts were talking about. And Coinbase right here, if you spell coin, COIN, it is running and looking good to curl up. So the market looks good after that rate cut. Everything looks good. Weeble's actually looking a lot better now too. So there you go. It had been just setting up. It was probably waiting for that rate cut. Space, SPCE, Virgin Galactic, looking pretty decent right there. It's been setting up. Boeing had been pulling back. I think it's basing out. We'll see if it wants to level down, but I doubt it at this point. And DJT is trying to bounce back. Oh, man, look at that thing right there. Holy cow, that's going to get set up. Let it dip down just a little more, and it will be set up. And obviously, fun will run with it. McDonald's was trying to bounce back a little bit yesterday. It is still trying to get into that 50, that area. not too bad after the dip. And Disney right here appears that it's trying to go back up. And like I said, I think all that stuff, I don't know what happened with the entertainment industry. They resolved it all. But Oxy right here and our gas and oil ones, look at that bad boy looking good. ExxonMobil back up some more. Gush won't be moving, but it looks pretty decent right there. Let's see what Rye is up to. It's moving up a little bit this morning. And like I said, it should be. Yesterday's look was crazy, guys. So I'd assume something's going on right there today. Let's see if it can get popping. ORIS right here is jumping up some more. I did like that off the healthy pullback. Was looking at that yesterday, got some, and here we go. It's already up and moving along. So we'll see. This one looks like it wants to curl up and try to run up even higher than it did the other day. That would be perfect. You can see the 20 trying to scoop it up there. So ORIS could be a decent one for the next few days right there. And let's see that neon right here. Let's see what that's up to. If it's moving, it's just down a little bit, but that is getting set up right there. And TTD, guys, is looking really good right there. I like that one. And QBTS, that one looks pretty good too. So keep your eye on that. That's up a little bit right there. And what else is going on this morning? CoreWeave. What's CoreWeave up to this morning? And that's cruising along, hitting that resistance just as we thought. RGTI, and that's moving along. IONQ, that's way up as well. And APVG, right? What the heck did I even write? I don't even know what I wrote. APV something. Oh, there you go. And let's see, that one was cruising up there yesterday and kept some momentum there this morning. So there you go. With our morning right there, let's go ahead and look at our crypto and we'll see what else is going on. If you guys want to look at anything, how is everybody this morning? And let's see, SMCI, Luis Rodriguez, how you doing this morning there? And yeah, SMCI definitely getting set back up right there. And I think Kramer might have been wrong because that one's looking good. Dell's looking good too. So I can't say that either of them don't look good. They just look good, different spots, but both of them are looking pretty healthy. So there you go. And I think I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And holy cow, I'm telling you, my allergies have been ripping right now. I guess the fall's coming up and it definitely gets bad at that point. But anyway, here we go. And there's a new IPO today. It's NTSK Netscope right there. So you want to keep an eye on that one today as well, because that's going to be a new one. And let's see what our crypto is doing, because Bitcoin has moved up to the 117 range. And it does look pretty good, as you can see. Just a little healthy pullback as it steps up, and I won't even call that pullback. It's just kind of hanging out this morning. Ethereum doing the same exact thing, hitting the 20. It should roll right off of that. Solana's been looking good, obviously. It's at 246, and looks like it wants to just keep on rolling up there. And Ripple wants to get fired up and ripping, so keep your eye on that. Doge was looking pretty good the other day. Still doesn't look bad. A little healthy pullback, nothing crazy. And here is your stellar right here, XLM. And that thing is getting ready to rock and roll as well. Looking pretty good right there. Chainlink, let's see. I had been pulling back. Now it's over to 20. And that's trying to break through the MACD. SUI right here, we were looking at it last night. That was looking good. And look at that thing. That's going to continue to run. Someone asked about that last night, and that's a good one. And Optimism just hanging out this morning. So there you go. ETF looking pretty good. That chart and channel looking beautiful this morning. It's at a 614 market cap, it looks like, and looks pretty healthy right there. Getting in the right position, so we keep moving it up and we'll be good right there. And how are you, Cadence? What's the pick of the day? Too many choices and not enough funds. I agree. There are a lot of choices right here. More or less, I mean, for setup wise, I would definitely be watching that TTD right here. That looks pretty good to get moving really soon. So keep an eye on that. What's going to be popping right now? Let's see what's going on over here. ETNB, that's already jumped up. APVO, this one we were just looking at it. This one's pretty good right here. This one could get jumping up there just by the look of it. You can see that one, Aqua Bounty or whatever. That one was already running up. Intel, I mean, looks really good. Holy cow, that one went nuts. And that ATCH continues to run up there. And that was like in the pennies and now at $2. So there you go at ATCH. PBM, we were looking at that recently and it was getting set up. That just spiked up right there this morning. So a lot of them. OCGN guys who had mentioned this guy right here and said they had something going on, right? Did they not have something going on right here? And boom, there you go. So that was a beauty right there. And we were all over OCGN way early, so it didn't even matter, but we did pick that out. Look at AMD, the little red one right there, and Johnson & Johnson, a little red as well. But that's besides them. Everything else looks pretty good right there. I mean, that market looks like it's ready to get ripping and rolling, I must say. So pretty good right there. Cadence and Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, and everybody else. And let's see. Oh, Ben just posted out Intel right there, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I would say you can probably keep an eye on Intel this morning, Cadence, because it looks like it's going to continue to run up right there with some momentum. I'm assuming something happened. NVIDIA's $5 billion stake in Intel. There you go. That's what just happened, guys. Intel stock soars 27%. NVIDIA to invest $5 billion in the chip maker, and NVIDIA bets big on Intel right there. So I'm sure that was all set up by the administration. They were probably loading up on it when it came down and dipped. I mean, they love that stuff. And they were getting a stake in Intel, so clearly they would know what was going on, I would say. And yeah, Intel and NVIDIA making some progress together, I guess, and making some deals. So that is why it's popping this morning. And we looked at our crypto, we got our big caps, Mag 7, all them guys under control. And let's see what else is going on. There is a lot of great opportunities out there, Cadence. I have to agree with you. It's almost overwhelming when that happens. There's too many, but you just have to pick the one you like. And NVIDIA bets big on Intel with that $5 billion investment. Stock futures climb as investors jump back into tech stocks following rate cut. Here's the case for equities to explode higher in October by any dips along the way, says JP Morgan. And Wall Street rallies after post-Fed hesitation. NASDAQ futures jump 1% as stock rally after Fed. And I'll make up my own. Jimmy Kimmel got fired, and that's a true news story. It wasn't on our stock one, but thought it was pretty interesting. Now everybody's posting about that and about freedom of speech. And if you didn't listen last night, go ahead and listen, guys. I did a whole entire thing about it and explained to you exactly why you can't be doing things like that. And like I said, I immediately texted 2 or 3 of my buddies and had to tell them to take stuff down off of Facebook. This was before people were getting fired, immediately after the Charlie Kirk incident. And I was just like, dude, you guys are going to get fired from your jobs. I'm telling you. And then the wave of everybody getting fired started. You just can't post that stuff. And again, I've been a business owner for a little while, guys. I understand. You don't want to see your employees be maniacs and have you have these people all working amongst each other. When they start thinking like that, you're like, well, now I got a liability on my hands. This person come in, shoot up the place. Who the hell knows what can happen? I don't know. They're not very stable when you're celebrating somebody getting assassinated. So it's not a good look. And especially if you're the employee or employer and you got a bunch of employees posting stuff, whether you like them, like I said, it doesn't matter what side you're on the fence. It's called being a real human being and being compassionate and caring about life and not thinking that politics is more important than people's lives. So yeah, when you start having people post like that, you have to wonder and say, all right, well, I guess I got to weed some people out of here because they're a little bit crazy. And guess what? It's my freedom of speech to say you're fired. And that's it. And that's what happened, guys. So that's what Disney doesn't want to get sued again. And they got their asses chewed up. Every single network got chewed up. And you know why? They were all lying last time and they got caught out for it. They were lying and manipulating the media, guys. You know how illegal that was? That's why they didn't even fight the cases, because they knew they were wrong. There was no fight in the cases. They handed over a ton of money, every one of them. And they knew that they had done things illegal. And obviously, if Biden had won, they would have gotten away with all them illegal tactics. But he didn't. And guess what? They got their asses sued. They still probably would have gotten sued. But, you know, he would have went into the court system and did something about it. But anyway, so yeah, that's what goes on, guys. And guess what? Your employer has the freedom of speech to say you're fired at any moment because they don't like anything about you guys. Again, everybody thinks they have all these rights and stuff. Your employer does too. And just because you have a lot of employee rights, I'll say, yeah, you do. But they can come up with a million excuses and they can get you terminated at any point. It's their business. They're paying you guys. So just remember that. If you have a real job, don't post crazy things. Think about it, write it down, and don't post it, because it will get you fired. And I understand exactly why. So all the people that are out there on your Facebook pages saying, "Oh, freedom of speech," they don't know how to run a business. They don't know anything in life. They're morons, guys. They're complete idiots. I'm telling you right now, all these people are. That's why I pointed out, because you look like an idiot if you're posting stuff like that. And I'm just letting you know, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. It's just a good heads up, guys. It's not a good look. And I'm telling you, from an employer's standpoint and a business owner, I don't want my employees posting stuff like that. It's just a little bizarre. Whether I like them views or not, again, you don't have to believe in anything that Charlie Kirk even cared about, but he's a human being, guys. So you don't celebrate the guy getting assassinated. And yeah, you're seeing a lot of people lose their jobs, and rightfully so. And when you see these idiots saying freedom of speech, say whatever you want. You do have your freedom of speech, don't you? You got to post it on Facebook, didn't you? In Russia, they'd come and chop your head off, and that's what we're in Russia. No, we're not. These are employers and that have the right to fire your ass, and that's it. So it's not a dictatorship. It's nothing but you doing the wrong thing and thinking it's okay, and it's not okay. So just wanting to point it out. I see all these maniacs on Facebook again. I had to point it right out after the Charlie Kirk incident, and now you see Jimmy Kimmel get fired, and everyone's like, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Yeah, he had his freedom of speech. He was on, he was talking, he did his thing. But guess what? He's going to have to go do his thing on his own now. ABC said, I'm not paying you. You're fired, you moron. So that's the way it works. And so just remember that when you go to your job, that your employer doesn't have to put up with anything. They don't care. They'll fire your ass immediately and make up 10 excuses why. If they have an HR department, they'll make up any excuse they need to, and they'll be perfectly legally fine. You're not suing them. Anyway, people should know by now, social media has been around for decades. Progress, gee, that's pretty funny. And yeah, it's just crazy, but it's gotten out of control now. I mean, obviously, we had MySpace back in the day, and that was really one of the very first social medias, I would say. And well, there was other like chat rooms and stuff like that, but the MySpace was one of the bigger like social medias there. So there you go. And Luis Rodriguez said, here, Doug, speak to the truth. And yeah, I'm just trying to give people a heads up. I'm telling you, I have to like text people I know. And if I tell them, I don't care if we don't have the same views. It doesn't matter. We're human beings. We've been friends. It's perfectly fine. Stop getting in arguments with people and fighting with people. And it's not worth it. But don't post shit online like a maniac, because I'm telling you, as a business owner, you're going to get fired. So just keep that in mind, guys. And yeah, just a little heads up right there. Let's just cruise right through the market and see what's going on. But I'm telling you can't go on your Facebook page without seeing maniacs posting all this crazy stuff. And now, of course, it's freedom of speech for Jimmy Kimmel. He has freedom of speech. I don't understand what everybody's even talking about. He has freedom of speech. Nobody's stoning him in public right now. He's not locked up. He's walking around at his house in $1 million mansion. He's perfectly fine, guys. He just crossed the line, and I guess he didn't realize it. I don't know, but ABC said, no, that was the line right there, guys. And guess what? You're fired. So it's end the story. It's not even an argument. And it could happen to either side of the fence. And this is what I'd say to people. It doesn't matter if it was him or the other side. It's going to happen when you cross that line. So that's what happens. And I posted yesterday, like some politician got shot at, her house got shot at. I guarantee none of you's ever even heard the story in any news yesterday. I happened to see it on like the Daily. The Daily Mail gives you better news than our American news. I can promise you that. But I did post it out, and it's quite fascinating. Just look at that. Look at that story real quick and see why that one is not trending or anywhere. I'm gonna pull it up. I'll repost it right here. Ready? For everybody listening, I just reposted it. I said, why is this story not in the news? Gunshots were fired at the home of an Illinois state senator in what police described as a deeply troubled attack. And then just look at the picture of the shooter, and then the lady's sitting there with her dog, and then the shooter looks a little deranged. And I don't know why nobody hears about this one right here, but I guarantee when you look at the picture, you'll know. And yeah, the Daily Mail from the UK is great, Progressive G. It's not so biased. I agree, especially on our American stories. They kind of just put it out there. And obviously, I look at that as entertainment, of course, because I'm not a news person anyway. But if I look at anything, it's just the Daily Mail, and it's just to give me a quick update. What's going on in the world, usually, if I don't see it on the stock market. And because I get my news from the markets. I mean, that's what I see. I see charts. I base everything off of them. So that's what I try to do. And not be biased. But yeah, I saw that article and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why no one's hearing about this. And as soon as you click on the picture, you're like, I wonder why. The media is so biased, guys. It's so crazy. And yeah, it's bizarre. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, here we go. And let's look at that CWVX. That's that CoreWeave 2 times, and that's up. We were talking about that. It still looks like it wants to roll right up there. And BITG, what's that? I know BITF is cruising right there. Bitfarms. What's BITG? That's probably F because it's right next to the G, I would assume. And UNHG right here is the UTF leverage, and that looks really good again, guys. Like UNH is going to start cruising again. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on this one. That's going to keep cruising, and I do like that UNHG. It's a lot cheaper option right there. So keep your eyes on that one right now, UNHG. And let's see. Circle right here has been trying to circle back up as a matter of fact, and let's see where it's at. It is just kind of cruising around, and it's in that channel that will get set up and get back over that 150 area. So Circle's going to look pretty good. And Central Florida Guardian, how are you this morning? Did you see the way the British and the U.S. media downplayed the 3 million protests? And I didn't even see the protest, to be honest with you. So I figured you BITF. Yeah, it still looks great. I can't believe that thing is just cruising along that Bitfarms. I know Doge Mama 9's happy, and a bunch of people from our show, we looked at it right here, and it looked good. I said right there, I said, oh, you might want to lock in some profits. It could pull back. It laughed at me right there. I could say that. So there you go. In a post FOMC party hangovers, I guess, because it is a slow morning, I must say. And I did over 5.5 hours of live shows yesterday. I was pretty exhausted last night myself. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty wild. I realized it at the end of the night because we had a pretty fun show last night as well. And I got, oh, look at that synapse right there. You were right, Luis Rodriguez. That is cruising along and looks like it wants to run higher. SNPS, that could be a big monster right there. Good one right there, Luis Rodriguez. And I'd say the markets are looking pretty healthy right there. Oracle with a little bit of pullback. We ever hear anything about the TikTok sale or whatever? I was wondering who's going to be buying TikTok or whatever, but I'll have to look into that and see what's going on. Let's just see what's happening over here real quick. That data volt was running up APVO. Remember, I said that CJET was looking good. There you go. It's up a little bit right there. Intel flying, ATCH still up right there. And PBM, we had looked at Aqua Bounty recently. And all these guys. Oh, my plug is plugging away a little higher right there. And let's see what else. What's up, BBAI, the Big Bear doing? Oh, yeah, there you go, Big Bear running back up. I like it. And let's see what Plug is doing right there. And that's plugging away, looking pretty healthy in the top, and looks like it wants to go higher. And they're the two that I had liked. So there you go with them. And let's see what else. OCGN, another one I got right there and running way up there. So it is a beauty, I must say. And they say Oracle will be the beneficiary of TikTok. I was saying that the other day, Central Florida Gardening. I was saying I think TikTok, and they made the news, TikTok jumped up. And it was really weird because nothing had happened yet. And I said, is it TikTok? And it's either TikTok or Meta. Just by looking at the charts and when the news was coming out, I would have to say it's one of them too. Any details of the TikTok framework are pure speculation unless they are announced by this administration. I agree, Laptop Travel. I think it's going to be either Oracle or Meta. That's who I think. But Oracle is happy because Oracle keeps the cloud contract service agreements. So yeah, I honestly think it's going to be one of them too. That are going to have it. I don't know why. I'm not even sure why they're going to sell it to us, but they seem to want to sell it to us. It must be part of the agreement or something. I don't know. But anyway, that is what we have for this morning right there. And that TerraWolf is still cruising along, Luis Rodriguez. So beautiful right there. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel in Central Florida, and Progressive G. Good morning. Thanks for hanging out. And of course, Cadence and everybody else, Doge Mama 9 and Asian Joe Lee, and all of you guys. Thank you so much, Zach. And yeah, that's what we're looking at. Green market this morning after the Fed rate cuts, looking pretty good. And I would say the market wants to continue to move. That Hind isn't looking bad either right here. So, oh, it pulled back a little bit. I'll keep an eye on that today after that run up. And the Turb we were looking at already, looking pretty good there. So there you go, everybody. And I would say, yeah, that Turb, you said it was going to cruise. It looked pretty good. And then, yep, Intel and NVIDIA, big deal right there, Michael Anthony. We were definitely talking about that bad boy. So there you go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow along, X, YouTube, Instagram, all them good things, and like the show. And thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits today. Goodbye, good luck, and see you later, and have a great day, everybody. And yeah, look at Wolf too, Michael Anthony. Both of them, TerraWolf and Wolf Speed, are both looking good. So there you go, and I'll catch you guys later.